Hello, Algebra 1. It is me, Mrs. Stites. Today we are going on to day 2. We're going to be talking about some order of operations, some PEMDAS. So go ahead and find these notes and we will get started. And I promise these will be much shorter than yesterday. Okay. All right, here we go. So move this over here. All right. Our learning targets for today are we're going to still use our calculator for basic computation, but we also are going to be using some PEMDAS, some order of ops. All right, so here we go. Before we talk about order of operations, I'm going to show you one more thing with your calculator, and that is how to use exponents. So the caret button, that's this little arrow here. We can see it over here. You're going to use that to create an exponent. Now, if you have the new operating system, which means that your calculator is newer, your exponent actually rises and is smaller. So let me show you what that looks like. If you want to do something like 5 to the second power, I'll put my 5, I'll put my little arrow, and see it actually pops up. Then I can put whatever exponent I want. Now here's where you need to be careful, because if you wanted to put something at the end of this, if you just keep typing, it's going to keep you up there like you're still an exponent, and most of the time you wouldn't want that. So what you need to do is, see how it's a little arrow pointing to the right? You'll use your arrow button to move back down. And then you can type in, I don't know, whatever you want. Okay, so that's how you would get your exponent. Now, there's also something called the squared button, which I use quite frequently. If you just want to square a number, there is this x squared button right here. And whether you have the new or the old operating system, it will automatically raise that exponent and make it a 2. But if you want something else, like an 8 to the 6th power, you're going to need to use the caret button. All right, so just play around with that. Take a minute and see if you can type these guys in for me, and then go ahead and check back, okay? All right, everybody, so I have my 4 answers on the screen here. That one should say 17 squared. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh, it's just because it's the scrolling. Never mind. 289 should be your answer. 8 to the 4th power is 4096. And then when you did your negative 4 squareds, when you type it in 2 different ways, you get a negative 16 and a positive 16. All right, couple things. Again, if you are squaring something, meaning raising it to the 2nd power, I recommend using this x squared button right here. However, if you're doing any other exponent, you are going to need to use the caret button. Okay? Now, let's talk about why we got 2 different answers for these. Okay, well, it has to do with the parentheses. In number 3, because there aren't parentheses, what you're really just squaring is the 4. The exponent only belongs to the 4 in that situation, and 4 squared, or 4 times 4, is 16. And that negative is then just dropping in front of it. Whereas in number 4, the whole number is in parentheses. It's negative 4 squared. What that means is that you're doing negative 4 times negative 4. And as we talked about in our last lesson, a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, so that's the difference there. Now, let's talk about some PEMDAS. Order of operations is something you should be familiar with, or at least it should sound familiar. P, we should know, stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponents. The M for multiplication, and the D for division. A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now notice I have the M and the D and the A and the S kind of lined up like this, and that's because they are of the same importance. Okay, multiplication is not more important than division. All right, it's going to depend what order they come in. That will tell us which ones we do first. We say these are operations that have the same priority. So that's multiplication and division, or addition and subtraction. So if that's the case, you're dealing with those operations, you're going to move from left to right. If operations are not the same priority, you must use PEMDAS. All right, so let me show you here. Number 1, you just have addition and subtraction. These are the same priority, so you will move left to right. 18 minus 5 is 13, and 13 plus 6 is 19. All right, same with number 2. It's just multiplication and division. Those are the same priority, so we will move left to right. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Now, you have to be careful when you get to something like number 3, because now you have addition and subtraction and division. Division needs to come before the addition and subtraction. So you are no longer going left to right. You are starting right in the middle. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Bring everything else down. Now it's just addition and subtraction. Now you'll move left to right. 6 plus 2 is 8, minus 3. So 5 would be your answer. Number 4, we have an exponent, subtraction, division. Go back and look at PEMDAS. Exponents come first. 3 squared, you can use your calculator if you want to put that in if you need to. Should be a 9, not a 6. And then after the exponent, we would have division. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Bring down your minus, and then finally subtract. Okay, number 5, lots going on here, but parentheses always comes first if you have them. So you are going to do this 4 minus 8 first. Oops, and 4 minus 8 is negative 4, excuse me. Now people want to jump the line here. They want to multiply next, but next we're doing exponents. And remember, this has parentheses, so be careful when you type this into your calculator. It is going to be a negative 4 squared, like this, which it was already there, which is a positive 16. And then multiply by 2, which is 32. All right, 6. Exponents come first since we do not have any parentheses. 3 squared is 9. Okay, use your calculator if needed. Again, 3 squared means 3 times 3. And then you can bring everything down. We can't go left to right yet because we have multiplication here. 3 times 9 is 27. And subtract. 2 minus 27 is negative 25. All right, last 3, and we might do 10, 11. I had a long video for you yesterday, so I want today to be short. So let's see how much time we have here. PEMDAS, write it off to the side. P for parentheses. 8 minus 2, 6. 6 divided by 3 is not 3, it is 2. 8. All right, parentheses again. If you have parentheses, those come first. 2 minus 8, negative 6. And then, oh, look, this is like your double line rule. There you go. 80 minus negative 6 is just 80 plus 6, which is 86. All right, and finally, number 9. So again, we cannot move left to right here. You have operations that are of a different priority. So you're going to start with the division and the multiplication. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 9 times 4 is 36. And then you're just going to put that plus right there in the middle, and we're going to add them up. 10 plus 36 is 46. All right, and I'm not going to worry about the last 2 problems because, like I said, yesterday your video was very long, probably the longest that you'll have for quite a long time. So that's it. Go ahead, work on your daily Canvas quiz check-in, and of course, let me know if you need anything. Order of ops, yeah.